Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Creative Hands by Shay. So in today's tutorial I will be showing you how to make a simple easy granny square top. So this top is to match with the previous tutorial that I did where I made that wrap short. So I wanted to make a top to go with that. So guys, if you're new here, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I hope that you will love what you see and you will stay here with me. So guys, I will be putting in the description box more information about this tutorial, so make sure you check that out. With all the materials and so on will be listed. So I noticed that a lot of you are not subscribing, guys. I really do appreciate it if you could just go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also like the videos, guys, so that YouTube can push this channel. And if you feel like you want to give me like a super thanks, you can go ahead and do so. That would be greatly appreciated as well, because it actually does take a lot of time to make this tutorial and also to buy the yarns to make the tutorial for you guys. So if you want to go ahead and do that, you can go ahead and do that. So again, thank you always for watching my tutorials. I really do appreciate it. So guys, let's jump in the video. So I just wanted to show you what our panel will look like. So I went ahead and I made one of my panel, and this is what it looks like so far. So guys, if you're a beginner crocheter, you should be able to make this, as it is quite easy. This is just a simple, easy, traditional granny square. So I will just do a quick show and show you how to start your square and how I actually make this part on the side here. So I start with the black yarn. So I'm just gonna get, and I'm using scrap yarn to do this. And I have my 4.5mm crochet hook here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna make a magic ring. So you're gonna make your magic ring however comfortable you feel. This is the way how I make mine, which is quite simple and easy. Insert my hook, pull up a loop, and yarn over and start making my chains. So I will chain 3. Now that I have my chain 3, you're going to yarn over, go back into the ring, and you're going to place 2 more double crochets. That's 1 and 2. So chain 3 counts as your first double crochet. So now we have a cluster of 3 double crochet. You're going to go ahead and chain 2. You're going to yarn over, you're going to make another cluster of 3 double crochet. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Now we have 2 cluster plus a chain 2 space. You are going to continue doing this until you have a set of 4 clusters here. So make sure that you chain 2 in between, and I'll see you at the end. Guys, and now I have come to the end, and I am going to chain my last 2, and we're going to pull on our tail end, close that center up. So now that we have done so, you're going to slip stitch on top of your first double crochet, which is a chain up 3. So there it is, you have a little tiny square. So now you're going to chain 1, 2, and 3. Turn your work, yarn over, go back into that same space where the same chain 2 space, and you're going to place 2 double crochets. Chain of 3 counts as your first double crochet. So because I will be changing colors, so this is the part that we're working on, I'm just going to show you how to do this part. So you are just going to go ahead and make your corner. So you're going to chain 1 and 2 and go back into that same space, and you're going to do 3 more double crochet. Now that you have done your 3 double crochet, you are going to chain 1, turn, yarn over, go into the next chain 2 space, and you are going to place another set of 3 double crochet followed by a chain 2, then 3 more double crochet in the same space. So that's 3, chain 2, yarn over, go back into the same chain 2 space, and finish your corner with 3 double crochet. Chain 1, and you're going to repeat this all the way around, and I'll see you at the end here. Now I have come to the end here, and I am just going, instead of chaining one, I'm just going to go ahead and fasten off. We're going to get our darning needle, going to pull up. There's so many different ways of how to make your granny square. So if you have your own way of making your granny square, go ahead and do so. So just to give this a nice clean finish, we're just going to go into the second double crochet, not the chain of 3, but the second one here. Go through both loops and then the back loop on the other side. Insert your needle downward, and that will give you a nice clean finish. I hope that you can see that. I know it's black and it's a little bit difficult to see, but there it is. So now you're just going to go ahead and weave in the remainder tail end. I like to work and weave in my tail end as I go because I hate to have so much tail end to weave in afterwards. So I try to do them when I am working at the same time. So now I can fasten off. And there is your square. So now you are going to get your red color. So we finish off on this side, so we're going to turn our work, and what we're going to do is we are going to start into the corner. So you're not going to start into these chain 1 space here, and going forward I will not chain 1. If you want to chain 1, you can go ahead and do so, but I will not chain 1 when I'm making the inner part of the square here. So now you are going to go ahead, attach your yarn, over, and you're going to chain up 3. So now that you have your chain 3 here, you are going to yarn over, go back into that same space, and you're going to place 2 double crochet. So if you notice, I am only doing 3 double crochet here because once I go around, I will finish my corner here. So now I am just going to yarn over, go into that chain 1 space, and place 3 double crochet. So you should have 4 corners. So you should have a corner here, a corner here, a corner here, and a corner here. And then you have 4 chain 3 space. I'm saying, no, not 4 chains. Oh my God, not 4 chain 3 space, but you should have 4 of the cluster of double crochet of just 3. So 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. So now you're going to move on to making your corner. So this explanation is just for someone who is not so familiar with doing a granny square. So now I have my 3 cluster there, chain 2, go back, yarn over, go back into the same chain 2 space, and complete your corner. And if you think I'm going through too fast, you can always slow down the video, and my apology if you think that I'm going too fast. So I have a corner here. Now you're going to put a cluster of 3 double crochet here, and then a corner. Repeat that all the way around till you get back to here, and I'll meet you there. So guys, and now I have come to the end here, and we're going to yarn over, and we're going to finish our corner here. So you're just going to go into that same space where we have our half corner and make 3 double crochet, and that completes our next corner. Now you're going to chain 1 and 2, and instead of slip stitching on top of the chain 3 that we did for our first double crochet, we're going to slip stitch on the second double crochet. Once you have slip stitch there, you're going to chain 1, 2, and 3. And because we are going to fasten off again and change our color, this is what we're going to do. We're just going to go ahead and make our corner. So that's 3 double crochet, chain 2, yarn over, go back into the same space, and place 3 more double crochet. Now you're going to yarn over, go into the spaces that are provided there, and you're going to make your cluster of 3 double crochet. Until you get to your next corner, you will make a corner. So you will just basically repeat this all the way around until you get back to here. You will do your last cluster of 3 here, and then I will meet back with you and I'll show you how to close off. Guys, now I have made it back to the end here, and what we're going to do is we're just going to do the same as we did before. We are going to fasten off, get my darning needle, and if you think this makes sense of what I'm doing, you can drop it in the comment section and let me know if you think this way is a good way to do your granny square. As I stated, if you have your own way of doing your granny square, you can go ahead and always do that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let me just check to see. Okay, this is my right side. I'm gonna come back through here and weave in my tail end. So if you notice that your square is a little bit looking crumpled like this, don't worry, you're not doing anything wrong. Once you do it like this, it will just lay nice and flat. Or if you have a blocking board, you can put your square on your blocking board as well to give it a nice stretch. Okay, so now I have completed my little weave in there. So we are going to change color again, and we're going to change color to yellow. So we finish off on this side, so we're going to turn our work again, and always you're going to work into the corners. You're going to always attach your yarn to the corner. So you're just going to continue doing this and repeating this. So this is the color sequence of what we're going with. So we have 2 rows of black, 2 rows of red, 2 rows of yellow, and 3 rows of green, and then I have 4 rows of white here. So depending on how wide you want your square to be, the more you go around your square, the longer your square will get. So depending on how tall you want the top to be. So if you don't want it to be long, you can stop at this same amount of rows that I have here. So I have a total of 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 and 13. So I have 13 rows, and then I went ahead and work on the sides. So you can do your measurements around your bust area to see how much that is measured. Once you get your measurement for your bust measurement, so say for instance it's 20 inches around, this part of your square should measure 10 inches and the other square should measure 10 inches just to match up around your body, just to give you an estimation and how to do your measurement. So if you want your square to be longer, you can go ahead and continue to making rows to that width, and once you get to your length, then you can work on the sides where I will show you how to do that. So just continue to make your rows all the way around. And what I did is just the way how I did the shorts. Once I reached the white, I started to chain 1 in between. So if you want to do that, you can go ahead and do so. If you don't want to and want to continue to just doing it without the 1 chain in between, you can go ahead and do that. But once you reach the white, you can go ahead and chain 1 in between. So I am going to continue to do this, and I'll see you at the end of my rows, my 4 rows of white, once I reach there. So just repeat the same step all the way around, and I'll see you there. So guys, now I have come to the end, and I'm just making my last 3 double crochets here into the corner, chain 2 and slip stitch. So now that I have done so, I'm going to chain up 3, 1 2 and 3, and just to lay that aside for now. So this is what our square looks like, and I can show you the measurements. So this is measuring 12 inches in length, or width will be the same. So now what we're gonna do is we are going to work on the side. So if you feel like that is too short for you, you can go ahead and continue making a couple more rows, and then you can work on the sides. So now I am going to turn, And into this chain 2 space, we're going to place 2 more double crochet there. And you're going to chain 1, go into the next space, chain 1 space, and place your cluster. And you are going to work up to here. Let me just check to see if it's the same thing I have on this one. Okay, yeah. So I stop here, so I have 2 clusters plus my corner. So you are going to stop here with your cluster. So I'm going to work all the way up until I get to here, and I'll meet back. So guys, now I have come to the end, and before I finish this last double crochet, I am going to join my next color. Just pull that through, give it a tie, and then we can fasten off from the white. So this is what I was saying when I told you that you should measure around your bust area. So for this, if you measure and you have 18.5 inches around your bust area there, so you'd have to put the measuring tape all the way around you and connect to the front of your bum, your boob, I should say. So whatever you get, you will divide that by 2 because you're making 2 panels. So for this one, let me just show you. So for this, it is measuring 18.5 inches. I can just do the measurement so you can see. So from this end to this end here, let me remove this. Okay, so I can do the measurement. Well, so from this end to this end, it is measuring 18.5 inches in width. So if you are bust circumference of 38, this should be fine because this is stretchy. If you don't want it to be closely fitted, you can add more rows to the side if you want it to be more loose. So this is the color combination that you'll be doing. So we just did the white, then we're gonna do black, then we're gonna do red, then 2 rows of yellow, and then 2 rows of green. So again, if you want to add more to the side, you can go ahead and do so. So this is how you will start your row. Each time you end your color, you will just attach it on just like I showed you just now. And then chain up 1, 2, 3, and 4, turn your work. And then go into your chain 1 space and do your cluster. So we're going to continue doing that all the way down to the bottom. Once you get to the bottom here, you will end off with 1 double crochet here. So I'll meet you back there. Guys, now I have come to the end, and I'm just going to yarn over and go into my last double crochet there. But we're not going to finish. We're just going to do the same as we did before. We're going to attach our new color. Give it a tie. Fasten off from the black. And now you are going to chain 1, 2, and 3. Turn your work. And into this space here, you're going to place 2 more double crochets. So you're starting with a cluster here. And you're going to work your way all the way down to here. Once you get to here, you will do a cluster, and then you will chain up 4 to work your next cluster here. So you will just keep on repeating this until you get to your desired width. Once you're there, fasten off and then rejoin your yarn on this side. Make sure that it is the same place you're joining your yarn on this side, and just repeat the same thing on this side as well. Once you're done, or once I am done, I will meet back with you and I'll show you how to do the strops and the remaining part of the top. So I'll see you there. Guys, and now I have come to the end here. And what you're going to do is you are going to place your panel downward. You're going to make sure that the right side is facing up. And for the next panel, you are going to make sure that the right side is facing this one. So this is the wrong side here, and make sure that it is lining up when you're doing your sewing. And what we're gonna do now is we are going to slip stitch here, and then we're going to chain up 1, 2, and 3. You're going to turn, and into this chain 1 space you're going to make a cluster. It's 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to go over to the next space and you're going to do a cluster there too. It's 1, 2, and 3. You're gonna be doing like a crisscross kind of thing. So you're just gonna go over into each spaces and do clusters until you get down to the end, and once you reach the end you will just fasten off and rejoin your yarn on the other side and repeat the same step. So I'm going to show you what it looks like, and if this looks good to you, you can go ahead and do the same, or you can just do just regular slip stitches. So this is what it looks like on the wrong side, and on the right side this is what it's going to look like. So that's how our joining is going to be. So I'm going to continue doing this and I will see you at the end. Guys, and now I have come down to the end here from our sewing, and just to finish off this part here, you are going to just go into your double crochet, make a double crochet, go over to the next one, yarn over and make a double crochet, and then you're going to chain 1 and fasten off. So this is what it looks like on the wrong side, and again this is what it looks like on the right side. So you're just gonna rejoin your yarn on the other side. I have some here, so I'm just gonna start working with this one, and basically just gonna repeat the same thing. So I am slip stitching on top of my chain here, and then I am going to chain 1, 2, and 3, yarn over, go into the space and place 2 more double crochet, 1 and 2, go over to the next one here, and you're going to place another set of 3 double crochet. So just as we did on the other side, we're just basically repeating the same thing. I'll just redo this. So there it is. So I'll see you at the end. So guys, and now I have come to the end here, and this is what our sewing is like. So I am not gonna fasten off from my green as yet, but I did went ahead and I made one of the strops. So this is what it looks like. It is really stretchy. So I did a total of 8.5 inches in length for the strap, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 rows. So if you want your strap to be a little less than this, you can probably do 16 rows if you don't want it to be 8.5 inches. So now I am just gonna join my yarn. I'll go back to the end of the top afterwards. So what you're going to do is, to do your strap, you are going to turn over your work on the right side. So you can see it there. And I think I am, let me see. Okay, I want to start it from the front here. This is what the back looked like where I joined. So I'm going to leave that for the back, leave this part for the front. So I am going to go into, so I did 6, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, perfect. So 1 stitch into this cluster, and then the remainder go this way. So I'm just going to join my yarn, chain one, give it a tie, and you're gonna chain another one. You're gonna yarn over, go back into that same stitch, and you're gonna place your first stitch. Then you're gonna go into this space here, and you're gonna place one double crochet, working over your tail end as you go along, going to the next stitch, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into our chain 2 space here, we're just going to go in there and we're going to place our last stitch, which is 6. So now you're going to chain up 1, 2, turn your work, yarn over, go back into that same stitch, that first stitch, and you're going to place 1 double crochet into the next, 1 double crochet, and you're just basically going to repeat this until you get to the end of your rows. So I did 8 inches in length, and that's 17 rows. 8.5 inches, I should say, sorry. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So continue repeating this. If you want it a little bit not so long, then you can do a row less. So I'll see you at the end. Guys, now I have come to the end, and I did a total of 17 rows as I did before. And now I'm gonna fasten off, leave a long tail end to sew on my my strap here, and I'm just gonna pull up on my strap. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna line up your strap to the front here. Get your darning needle, and you're just gonna place it exactly just the same as the back of the where we join here. So you can see it stops at right at this first stitch, just as we have with the back one. So what we're gonna do is we are going to go in to the end of this corner here, and then we're gonna go back into that stitch and then come down, and we're just gonna continue sewing just like this, going into each stitch. Make sure that you're pulling it closely. And there it is, it's all joined on. So you're just gonna go ahead and take your time to weave this in to make sure that it is well secured down. So I'm gonna do that and weave in my remainder tail end, and I'll meet back with you guys. Now I have come to the end of weaving in my tail end, and this is what our top looks like so far. So you can see it, and that's the back, and this is the front here. So now we are going to work on the bottom of our top. So I didn't fasten off here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna chain 2. I'm gonna yarn over and go into my space there, that double crochet that is laying flat, and place 2 double crochets there. Into the next one, 2 double crochets. Into the next, 2 double crochets. So where you have the double crochets that are laid flat, you're just gonna place 2 double crochet in each until you get to this part, and I'll meet you there. Guys, and now I have come to where I have my corner here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna place 1 double crochet there, and into each and every stitch you are going to place 1 double crochet, but with the chain 1 spaces we're gonna skip over those. So you're gonna double crochet into the stitches, chain one space, you're gonna skip over that, and you're just basically gonna continue making double crochets all the way around until you come back to here, and I'll meet you there. Guys, and now I've come to the end, and I'm just gonna go ahead and slip stitch on top of my first double crochet. Now I'm gonna chain up 2. You're gonna yarn over, and we'll be doing some front post and back post double crochet. So we're gonna make a front post double crochet, and then we're gonna make a back post double crochet. So go in from the back and pull your stitch up. Front post, go in from the front, yarn over, pull up, back post, go in from the back, and you'll just basically do this all the way around until you get to the end, and I'll meet you there. Guys, now I have come to the end there, and I finish off with a back post double crochet. Now I'm going to slip stitch on top of our first front post double crochet. Now you're going to chain up 2 again, and where you have a front post, you will do a front post. So you will go in from the front and make your double crochet, and where you have a back post, you go in from the back and you will make a back post double crochet. And you will just continue doing this all the way around. Front post where you have a front post, and a back post double crochet where you have a back post. That's what you will do, and you will continue to do this all the way around. Once you come back to the end, you will slip stitch and repeat the same thing over again. I'm not sure how many rows that I'm gonna do, so I'll let you know on the screen how many rows I did. So I'll see you at the end. There it is. So guys, and now I have come to the end, and I did a total of 4 rows. So I'm just going to go ahead and fasten off. Pull up on my yarn, get my darning needle, and weave in my tail end. So we're just going to go through both loops on this side, and then in the back loop on the other side here, and that will give it a nice clean finish. So there it is, and then you're just going to go ahead and weave in the remainder tail end. And if you have any other tail ends to weave in, now is the time to go ahead and do so. Now I'm just going to fasten off, and there it is. I have one tail end here, I'll just weave that in afterwards, but this is what our top look like, guys. I hope that you were able to make one on your own. It's looking super cute. I love the way how it turned out. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this tutorial, and I hope that you were able to make one of your own. I will be putting the measurements in the description box. I can just measure it so you can see. So the total length is almost, well, technically 14 inches, and the width so far would be, it's given me 18, almost 18 and a half. Let me just open this stitch here. Okay, so it is, when I open this stitch, it is giving me 19 inches. So that is what the width is. So this is perfect for a bust circumference of 38 inches or 36 inches. This should be able to fit you. And again, thanks again for watching. Until next time, bye.